2023. I would now like to welcome Judy as our guest today. And I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, just 30 seconds. Tell us who you are and where did you hear about Bryanston Toastmasters Club.
Good morning. My name is Judy. I came across the Bryanston Breakfast Club on Instagram. I sent a message to the all of you guys to enjoy.
No, that is fine. Judy, welcome to our club. And the members of Bryanston, are we ready? We started. It shows when is not here. I should, get my things right so that when it's not here, we're not running around like headless chickens. Gonna hand over to Matt, our Toastmaster of the day, to run the meeting. Matt, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. Can you guys see me? I'm seeing the background screen is white. Can you see me?
Say that again, Matt.
Are you able to see me?
Oh no.
No, the projector's still off.
Just a second, Matt. Just a second.
But anyway, while we're waiting for Tluliso to turn on the projector, hello everybody, and again, welcome to our last meeting of the year. Today I'm going to be the Toastmaster, meaning that I'm going to be running our meeting. And our meeting is going to be a little bit special and a little bit different, right? Our theme today is going to be Thanksgiving prize giving. Our theme today was inspired by a number of experiences that I've had in my Toastmasters journey. And also because it is ritual, it is a club tradition for us to have an award ceremony at the end of the year. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that. Before we get into what our meeting is going to be about and how we're going to run it, I want to quickly introduce our role players. For today's meeting, we're only going to have 2 key role players that will introduce themselves. I'd like to first call on our timer, and that will be Refilwe. Refilwe, could you please come to the front and tell us what your role is?
The Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and yes, every timer I will time the toast table topics. I will also time the individual evaluations and the keynote. So for toast, it will be 3 to 4 minutes. At 3 minutes, I will show the green cards. At 3 minutes, 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. And at 4 minutes, I will show the red card. For the keynote, it's going to be 5 to 7 minutes. And at 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. For the individual evaluations, it's 3 minutes long. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. And last, the table topics. It's 2 minutes long. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Mr. Chief.
Can we clap hands for Refilwe, please? All right, our next role play that I'd like to introduce today is our grammarian, and that is going to be Sasha. Sasha, could you please introduce your role and the word of the day? It is Sasha, right? Yeah.
Not Sasha. Unless you want to volunteer him. Can you do it?
I'm happy to do it. May?
Okay. Word of the day.
So the word of the day is heartfelt. I actually don't know what it means, but I'm guessing it means an expression that is strongly felt. Thanks to Sasha for helping me out there. And then what I will do is I will look out for good grammar that's been used today, as well as bad grammar. And I will make a note of everything to remind you at the end of our session. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Nadette. Now, with that said, let's go into our meeting format and how it's going to run out. So for today's meeting format, because it is a themed Thanksgiving and it is an award ceremony, we're going to run it just like that, an award ceremony. In the first half of our meeting, we're going to start off with the table topics contest. For the table topics contest, I'd like you all in the club to please volunteer to partake. We've got a maximum of 7 people that can take part in the contest. For the contest, each contest that we're going to be having today, there will be an award given at the end of the meeting. If you look at the WhatsApp group that I have set up, the temporary WhatsApp group, you will see all the awards categories that we will be awarding for today. If you haven't yet joined that WhatsApp group, please get the link and hop in now. I would share my screen, but you wouldn't be able to see because they're still sorting out the projector. So please log into number 1, that WhatsApp group, to see the different awards. The link is, I've shared it in our main group, so you can get the link from there. All right, I will give you all just 30 seconds to join in. That link is the... Hey, sorry.
What time are we having breakfast?
I have it normal time.
10 o'clock.
10, 10, yeah. Make it 10
I'll
o'clock.
give them 10 o'clock.
Make it, because then they might bring it at... All right. So just to give an overview of, for those that are still joining, the awards that we will be giving out today will be for the most expressive communicator award. And the criteria for this one is that it's going to be awarded to the speaker who demonstrates the most exceptional expressiveness, passion, and emotional engagement during the table topics contest. What we will be looking for is how wild can you be? This award is inspired by my experience in San Francisco during an online meeting where we had an improv session. During that improv session, they would give you a scenario and you would have to act it out. So today we want to see your acting skills come out during table topics. Be expressive. The second award for the table topics would be the Wild Turkey Award. For the Wild Turkey Award, that is the best overall table topic. The criteria is who delivers the best and most structured table topic. All right, so these are going to be exciting. For those of you that are going to be taking part, again, please prepare yourself. There is an award ready for you at the end. That is going to be the first part of our meeting. After the table topics contest, we will then have a keynote delivered by Tandeka. After the keynote by Tandeka, we will have the evaluation contest. For the evaluation contest, we've got contestants that I have signed up, but it is also open to anyone. Our evaluators will be evaluating one speech, and that is the keynote speech. After our evaluators have evaluated the speech, I will once again launch a poll in our temporary WhatsApp group, and we're all going to vote for the best evaluator. At the end of the meeting, they will receive an award. After the evaluation contest, we will then go into our award ceremony, we will be handing out all the awards. Right. Please just give me a shout or a hands up or a clap if this makes sense to everybody, because I can't really see it. All right, perfect. So without further ado, let's go into our toast for today. If we have our glasses ready. Do we have glasses ready?
Yes.
No?
Toast. Toast. Yeah. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. You want someone else to do it?
So right, we will raise the empty glasses because we know the glasses are for something else later in the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry guys, I'm a mess today.
No, you're not.
Where are we? Are we toasting?
Yes.
We are
Okay, can we
toasting.
turn our glasses? I've never opened this before. I'm gonna need help. I don't do wine, guys.
Please don't hit anyone in the face.
Twenty 2023, ladies and gentlemen. We started off as started slow, and we are progressing so well. Today, as the last meeting of Bryanston Breakfast Toastmasters Club, and we would like to say thank you to our members, thank you to our guests, and those frequent visitors who came to our meeting and attended our meeting. I'd like to thank the EXCO team for stepping in and stepping up, taking up roles and helping out when we needed help the most. Our members, thank you guys for doing your speeches. Thank you for taking up roles, and we are hoping that the coming year will be better, will keep growing, will keep stepping up, will keep stepping in, and we will allow Bryanston Breakfast Toastmasters to grow. We'll commit ourselves and be fruitful in this organization. To that, I would like to say, Bryanston Breakfast Toastmasters Club. Bryanston Breakfast Toastmasters Club. We're gonna give it to Mela. Do what she does best.
Oh.
Woo!
I go.
Just smelling it. That's not strong. We run out.
Like what?
Yes.
There's more. Yeah, like, yeah, we're going to go.
Okay. More minutes.
After breakfast.
All right. Looks like the toast is done. Thank you, Madam President, for that amazing toast. Now, we are going to be going into our table topics contest. Remember, there is an award for today, so I'm hoping that's going to be a little bit of incentive to get you to participate. To conduct our table topic contest, I'd like to invite Boitumelo to the front. Boitumelo, could you come and do the table topics? Can we give her a round of applause?
Okay. Sorry, I left my notebook at home, so I'll work from the phone. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Boitumelo Selua. I've been a member of this club since April this year. Today, we're going to have fun. We are going to all engage on the table topics. I took guidance from Matt in terms of how to handle the table topics today. So everyone will have an opportunity to speak and engage. What we are testing at this moment is your impromptu speaking. You know that in your various engagements at work or at school or anything like that, there are times where you are expected to either ask a question or speak unprepared. So the intention of this exercise is really to test that you practice impromptu speaking. So this morning I have 3 questions. You have an option to answer 1 from the 3, right? So the first one is the evolution of the Christmas spirit, right? The real Christmas spirit. Looking at the times in the past and currently, compare the evolution of the Christmas spirit in terms of what we used to do back in the days and how we approach Christmas now. So what I expect you to do is compare the 2 and also elaborate in terms of what do you think is the contributing factors to the evolution, right? Question number 1, are we all clear?
Yes.
Sorry. Then we move to question number 2, which is linked to giving, right? On giving, what I'm asking you to do is to describe the types of giving that you subscribe to or agree to, because sometimes you want to give, but just don't do it anyway. So what are those types? And also, obviously, provide context in terms of why. Why do you subscribe to them? So that's question number 2. Then question number 3, I'm going to start with a quote. I forgot to capture this person's name. It's very unfair. It's plagiarism, but forgive me. But if you Google it, you'll find it. I know it's a female. I think it's Melissa. I can't remember her surname. But the quote says, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It turns a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of the past, brings peace of today, and creates a vision for tomorrow, right? So based on the quote, the question is, tell us your personal experience of gratitude. Did you get the quote or would you like me to repeat it? Please repeat it. Okay, so the quote says, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace to today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Based on the quote, please tell us your personal experience of gratitude. So, like I said, you are welcome to answer 2 questions, but the request is stick to 1. On that note, I would like to seek the first volunteer icebreaker. Who will start? Okay, T, you can start. Let's give a round of applause.
My name is Toastmasters. In 2 minutes, if I can say what this quotation about, I'm going to choose the third one where we talk about gratitude. So gratitude, when I had this quotation and everything it says that it unlocks the fullness of life. It reminded me of this morning. This morning, as I was doing my morning prayers, I had to reflect on 2 Chronicles chapter 20. Ne? Even if you don't own the Bible, or even if you are not Christian, I challenge you to go and read it. It's an interesting story. But there, it was about a war that's about to happen. People just gang up and they attack this nation, and they're not expecting to be attacked. And they're now crying to God. But as they cry to God, they start with gratitude. They start with reminding themselves or reminding God who He is. And in that, they start reflecting on the things He did. And I personally started reflecting on the things that God has done for me. I was actually surprised and reduced to tears because I realized that it's a long list of things, and I'm not somebody who walks around thinking, oh, I'm so lucky, so blessed, I'm so blessed. I'm always worried about, oh, am I going to have enough for this and enough for that? But the moment I sat down and reflected on the things that God has taken me through, I became speechless because it was just so many. So gratitude can do so much for you, and it boosted me for the morning, and hence I'm feeling so vibey this morning, Madam.
Yeah, wow, right. Reflection, that's a good point. I think sometimes the mistake that we do is that we reflect, but only focus on the negative things. I always hear people say, when you look at the glass, it's either half empty or half full, depending on your perspective, right? Anyone who wants to add on to gratitude before we move to the next person to speak on one of the two questions? Refilwe? You're speaking on gratitude, right? Okay, great stuff.
Morning, gratitude. So firstly, I guess my heartfelt thank you for the warm welcome that I've received in the past 2 months. It's been really a great experience to be here, to get to learn with you and to just be part of the family, the Toastmasters family that is. I'm really grateful for life itself. I'm grateful that even with the experiences that we go through, that we are able each day to grow and just experience the God that we have. As Anika has said, that some of us find solace and gratitude in knowing that God is with us. And as we are coming to the end of the year, we are really grateful for all the experiences, whether good and bad, as Pitnelo's quote says, that in all things be grateful, in all things embrace what it is that you are learning or what your experiences is teaching you, and be grateful in all situations, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I am grateful for the good experiences. I'm grateful for the bad experiences. I am grateful for the missed opportunities. I'm grateful for the redirection. And I am also grateful that even when things are not really working out, they're actually working out for my good. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Rufilwe. We are moving on, but just to show some gratitude. Colleagues, we are watching our life unfold. You know, everything is in God's control. So just be at ease and trust that He is in control and just live your life, right? With gratitude, that is. Okay, so let's move on. Who wants to be the next volunteer? So when I look at you,
Sorry.
okay, there we go. So which question are you answering?
Let's go with Christmas spirit.
All right, let's give a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Trust everyone's doing well. So I'm going to be talking about the evolution of the Christmas spirit. And in all honesty, looking back from when I was young to now, a lot has changed. And when you look back, you see that back in the days, you used to get excited for December, that it's going to be Christmas, you're going to be with family, some heartfelt moments. But in this day and age, when you look at it, some people don't even want to go to Christmas. And you just ask yourself, what is it that has changed? You see all the decorations in the shops and everything, but people still don't. I don't know, maybe it's within, but it's no longer the same. Because when you look back, people now, December is just more about the vibes and drinking and all that. We forget that Christmas, it was more about family time and all that. But now people have moved to just the vibes, if I put it simply. And I think as time goes on, it's going to get worse and worse, because even now, children no longer get excited for Christmas. You know, we used to wake up and say that, what am I going to get for this Christmas? What am I going to get this year? I've got this and this last year, but now it's just, it's the 25th, it's back to school. Some people don't even go out. Kids used to go out dressed for Christmas, but now people will be out in pajamas at 1 in the morning. So you ask yourself, where is it that we went wrong? So I think that, yes, the spirit of Christmas has shifted, but it's up to us to bring it back to the golden days. But it's simple. Thank you.
Great point. Thank you for that, so and you are very correct. I always say, in the olden days when one couldn't afford to buy themselves Christmas clothes, like how Mrs. T is dressed up. Everyone was embracing Christmas clothes. Now that we can afford to buy the clothes, no one is interested anymore, right? But I also think, linking to your point, what I've noted, and I don't want to take away from the conversation, is the fact that we don't embrace the Christmas spirit is taking away that unity for the cousins, you know, your kids and your sister's kids and whatnot. They don't get to know each other and meet each other because we don't go home anymore and enjoy the festive season together as we used to do in the olden days. All right. Does anyone else want to add? Okay, let's start with Nadette, and then Judy will follow immediately after that. It's a good topic, ne? People are interested. Nadette, please come and share your experience or add on. Let's give you a round of applause.
Santa Claus. How does he fit into Christianity? Because Christmas, after all, is the celebration of the birth of Christ. So where did Santa Claus come from? I have one fable that I can tell you guys. I don't know how true it is, so please don't quote me on this. I was married to a Dutch man, and they always believe everything starts in Holland. So there used to be a saint. His name was Saint Nicholas. And he had a long beard, and he had a horse. And he had a little boy that helped him. The little boy was called Zwarte Piet, not because he was from Africa, but because he was a chimney cleaner. So this little boy could help him with cleaning chimneys. And Saint Nicholas was a real saint, of the church, you would go every year and go to orphanages and give children sweets or biscuits. So what the children needed to do at night was write down why they deserved the sweet or biscuits, put it in their shoe. So my thinking is Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, Sinterklaas is the Dutch word. So I think Santa Claus has come from Sinterklaas. Still with a long beard, no horse, but he's got the reindeer now and the red outfit. So I don't know, I'm a little bit sad that Santa Claus and Christmas has become a very big spending spree just to make money. I used to work in the commercial goods industry, so I know Christmas was a time where we just made the most money ever. And I actually think Christmas should be going back to what it was before, giving, but not presents, giving from yourself and the love, and just acknowledging those who are Christian, the birth of Christ. And now that I'm a teenage mom, we don't do presents or Christmas anymore. So it's just another day.
Yeah.
So I'll say, thank you so much.
Right. Now that we're calling Father Christmas, by the way.
Santa.
No, it's Father Christmas. The only problem is, to us, he never comes with the snow. But on TV, there's always, because it's mostly American movies. But anyway, great point there. I don't know if the children of today embrace Santa like we used to do. Yeah. Judy, are you ready? Ned, are you still there? You've been silent for quite some time now. Okay, great stuff. Welcome, Judy. Let's get your point. Thank you.
Greetings, colleagues. Thank you for welcoming me today. I'm a little nervous, but that's why I'm here. So I'd like to speak about giving. As Christian, giving, you think about the 10%. But then there's a scripture in Corinthians that talks about God loves a cheerful giver. Therefore, I give when I feel moved. So I look for opportunities to give, like when my helper is around and I've got extra something to give, I give. If I'm at the garage and my petrol attendant has been spending and there's something. So whenever I feel moved, I give. And I also believe that acts of service are ways of giving. Sometimes we think that giving is only monetary. So what I like to do is to share information with my relatives and anyone in my network regarding either opportunities for scholarships, for jobs, training courses, anything that I may come across that I feel may be of value to them, I share with them. Because I believe that it does not have to be monetary, but your time and your active service can really go a long way. Some people don't have access to certain things such as the internet and information that may be at your disposal. Thank you very much.
We ushered us into the last question, right? Which is giving. Yeah. I guess your point is it's not only about tangible things. We can also give in terms of service to others, right? Does anyone else want to add on the giving? You wanna try? There we go. Let's give it a round of applause. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
So, I think when we think about Christmas, we think about all the gifts and when we were kids and, sitting around the table waiting for family to arrive with more gifts. But as we get older, the one thing that we become less conscious of is our time and our attention to actually be gracious when we are spending it with our family, with our parents, with our siblings, with our partners, whatever the case may be. But to be cognizant of the fact that in the digital age, we are less attentive, even during Christmas. So I'm Hindu, I'm not Christian, but Christmas is a universal holiday. We all celebrate it. So there's no distinction of well, at that moment, because I am not a specific, a part of a specific culture or religion, that I don't celebrate it. But I think that as we get older, as I get older, the one thing that I am very cognizant of is being attentive during the holiday season and giving that attention to my family. Wherever they may be coming from, whether it's across the border or down the road or wherever. But just being completely and utterly attentive and in the moment for that. So, yeah. Thank you.
Attentive and in the moment, right? So it's giving our time. Lately, because there's this, they call it time value for money, right? In the past, we didn't account, we would spend a day outside and just play, but lately, you are paid per hour. So sometimes we even respond to our family members or relatives or friends with, how much I rate per hour, just wasted my time. So let's be cognizant of that, colleagues. Matt, do you want to add to, answer any of the 3 questions?
You may continue.
No, I'm answer. I'm requesting you to answer.
Oh,
Command.
yeah, I can take one.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to practice vocal variety because you guys can't see me yet. So I'm gonna take the one on gratitude and things that I'm most grateful for. It was gratitude, yes. So I've been a Toastmaster for just over 2 years now. When I began my journey in Toastmasters, my intention was just to become a better speaker. People always used to tell me, Matt, you're a great speaker. Why would you join Toastmasters? And I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like a good speaker. So I joined Toastmasters to become a better speaker. And that was the gist of my goal. Never did I once realize that Toastmasters would introduce me to places and experiences that I never thought a Limpopo boy would go to. One of my favorite experiences so far this year is I had the opportunity to virtually have my first ever American-style Thanksgiving. Right. I've always heard of Thanksgiving on TV. You see it when you watch all these Christmas movies. They got a turkey there. It looks delicious. And I always wondered why this is not a tradition we shared here in South Africa. And I always wanted to. And about 2 weeks ago, as they were celebrating Thanksgiving in the United States, I was able to join into one of the club meetings that was celebrating Thanksgiving. Let me tell you, although I had to settle for chicken while they ate turkey, the experience overall was one of the best experiences that I have been through. And when I think about something that I'm most grateful for this year, it's for the fact that I joined Toastmasters and then COVID hit and then we moved online. Because if it wasn't for all of these experiences, I would never have had the opportunity to experience Thanksgiving. So things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the Toastmasters community. I'm grateful for Zoom. But most importantly, I'm grateful that I can now say I have experienced my first ever virtual American style Thanksgiving. Back to you, Poitumelo.
Don't underestimate Limpopo boys. Ask the guy now of order. Listen, he's all over. But there's also Limpopo bourgeois, right? All right, thank you for that, Matt. Madam Timekeeper, are we still on time? How many more minutes must we have? Okay.
One more table topic. One more contestant.
One more. Okay. So maybe, Madam President,
I was
In-
hoping.
Yeah, in Setswana they say, "Moja morago." How do you translate?
Wow.
And the one that gives last is like, it's the call, right? But they don't change by that time it's finished. Yeah.
So I'm speaking on
Any of the giving gratitude or the Christmas spirit.
the Christmas spirit, right? I think I'm gonna call back to what everyone has said thus far. And sort of the Christmas is no longer the same as before. I remember we used to be so excited. We would be woken up in the morning and we would be asked to go look at the sun, that it's moving. I don't know whether that was for the lie. Truly, okay, it was a lie. So we used to long for those moments. When you go to sleep, you can't wait. You can't wait to wake up the next morning and watch the sun play. So those moments are gradually diminishing. So it's now up to us to keep them going, starting from an individual, starting from home and in your community. You cook and you call those who do not have and give to them. That's then where giving comes in. Giving doesn't play only to people who you get from, but it should be extended to those who do not have, which is something we rarely do nowadays. We only, it's in our ethic. You give, I take. You know, you only focus on those who can give back something to you if you give something to them. But there are many people out there who do not have the things, who do not have food, who do not have clothes that you can share with them. With that, Madam Table Topic Master, thank you.
Okay, so on that note, I think colleagues, it's up to us, especially for the children, you know, once you get to a certain age, you tend to account for everything in life. But when you are, is it 8 and below, because lately it used to be, well, in the past it used to be 12 and below, but lately due to technology, people are more, well, technology exposes a lot of things. In the past, they would tell you Santa is real and you would believe it. But lately, because of technology, I mean, I'll make an example. I practiced that tooth fairy story with my son until he was, I think he was 6, and somebody at school told him that it's all a lie. So he came back, and then I had to confess, in fact, Nana, that person is correct. It was all a lie, all me through. And my point is, let's still keep that innocence and the spirit of Christmas with our family, especially the young ones, because for them, it's memories that we cherish forever. Once they get to a stage or an age where they account for everything in life, we always embrace beautiful memories that we foundation in them. On that note, colleagues, thank you very much for your participation. Madam Toastmaster, my role ends here. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Matt, thank you for getting you. Thank you.
Can we give Pointibello a round of applause for that amazing table topic session? Woo! Okay, Madam President, could you just adjust the camera so that it faces forward again?
Okay.
Next, please, to all of you that participated, well done and thank you. Please make note on your private little pad for now who your favorite table topic speaker was. The categories have been posted in the group. I think we're going to just rather open the voting a little bit later just to build a little bit more suspense. Because if we vote now, you're all going to see the answer and then, you know, it's not going to be so suspenseful. All right. So please just make note of it on your phones or on your notepad so that when we do open the voting, you can just quickly put it in. The categories, just to remind everybody, most expressive communicator and best overall table topic. Now we're going to go into our keynote for today, and that's going to be delivered by none other than Thandeka. Thandeka came dressed as, boy, Dumelo said, dressed to kill flies, because she's very prepared keynote speech today. So Thandeka, let's invite Thandeka to the front for our keynote speech. Before Thandeka begins, we do have our list of evaluators that are on the group. Please have a look at the agenda. You will be participating in evaluating, all of you will be participating in evaluating Thandeka's speech. All right, cool. Thandeka, I will now hand over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Hello, Toastmasters. And guests in the room. Good morning. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Our last meeting, the name of my speech is Thanksgiving and Prize Giving, which is basically a theme for our meeting. But what I'd like to impart, or the message that I want to leave with you, is that self-improvement includes a little bit of tapping on the back, encouragement, and thanking yourself, basically. So without those kind words that you say to yourself or you say to others, it's often difficult for us to improve. Those of us who are parents, you would know that when your children, when you raise your, especially when they are children, teach them to say thank you, finish their food, put their plate back in the sink when they're done eating. And when they do the right thing, what do? You encourage them by saying, well done, my boy, well done, baby, or you give whatever reward, So this encourages the child to want to do more, to improve themselves, to always please you with having, right? Also, like Toastmasters, when we come here, we make speeches with the idea of improving our public speaking abilities. So at Toastmaster, we have evaluators, but we also have, we also have role players who look at our language and advise us and say, you shouldn't have structured your sentence like that, or that way, or you shouldn't have pronounced that. So that is feedback. The kind of feedback that we get also encourages us to improve ourselves. So reflecting on this year, I went back and said, what have we learned? What have I personally learned? It's now December, at some point it was January. One of the, I'm going to start with the negative or the sad ones, and then end with the good ones. I've learned that when we started the meeting, we had more people. We had, for instance, Tanya among us. And today being our last meeting, we don't have Tanya. And that teaches me a lesson that life should not be taken for granted. And we should always give ourselves fully to each other. Not only to family, because we always feel that, if I lost my mother, if my mother could die tomorrow, let me try and do everything that I want to do for her while she's still alive. But also in setups like this, you only realize when the person is going that I actually appreciated this person. And I'm sure for most of us, or some of us, sorry, those who remember Tanya, you know that we always had Tanya on the screen, and also when you needed that last minute role player, she was there. So her absence is still being felt today. So we shouldn't take life for granted. We should make sure that with every moment that we share with each other, we give ourselves fully. But also the good ones that I learned this year was that, for instance, we received we were acknowledged. Madam President, I'm looking at your face because I wanted to nod. We got our DTM, distinguished.
Club distinguished.
Club distinguished. So our club got was great for our club, but also we had a lot of new members joining, and we had a lot of people that never wanted to speak at all, and suddenly coming out and saying, I'm going to speak. So I think we need to clap for ourselves there. So now I'd like to find out from us, because for us to improve, we need to be encouraged, but we don't always get somebody to encourage. So I'd like to hear from you, if you can just raise a hand. How do you self-encourage yourself? How do you encourage yourself? Yeah, no, not self-encourage. Madam Grammarian, you'll help me there. Anyone? How do you do self-encouragement? Thank you. Yes, from there.
So for me, I think when I encourage myself, it's knowing that when looking at any situation, whether I sulk or dwell in that situation, hoping it will change, if I myself don't do something to change the situation, whether it's through prayer or physical action, then nothing is going to change. Therefore, I have to make sure that I am encouraged and want to see a good end result, and planning ahead in terms of my goals to say, this is what I would like to achieve. If I don't achieve this by when, then what does that mean for me?
Thank you so much. So we also learned that it's possible to self-encourage yourself, either through your belief, your faith, or any other thing that will make you feel encouraged. Now, as of today, from the table topics, personally, I learned a lot. And the one, I must tell you that I've always been suspicious of Christmas, the authenticity, because I know Jesus Christ was not born on the 25th of December. But there was something about St. Nicholas. Now, the story that Cadet told, for me, it just closed the whole chapter to say, okay, now this St. Nicholas. But I really never believed in the Santa Claus. I had a different view of the Santa Claus. So today I learned a lesson. But also, Madam President mentioned that being woken up, we used to be woken up in the morning to say, you will see the sun play. But you were always like just a minute late. You say, oh, you are late. See, they were playing. You missed it. I realized that. Oh, okay. I realized that, I'm just going to close it. I realized that the reason they told us that lie was so that we can wake up, so that, you know, when you have to struggle to wake your kids up, hey, wake up, because there's so much to be done on Christmas Day. So the best way to get children up in the morning for no reason is to tell them the sun is playing.
Thank you very much for that speech, Tandeka. Now, I'd like to invite our timer to come and give the timer's report. Refilwe, just something funny that Refilwe shared with me. She said today she wants to redeem herself because she felt really bad about what happened the last time. So she's here to redeem herself.
heartfelt gratitude to be there, redeeming myself as Matt has said. Also, today I did you justice, so I'm very happy. I'm grateful, and yeah. In terms of the timekeeping, started with a toast, and Tony was our toast. Did our toast for today. It's between 3 and 4 minutes, and she did it in 3 minutes, so she was within the time. And then we went on to table topics, and table topics is 2 minutes. Tandeka was 2 minutes, 12 seconds. So
30 seconds.
Grace, yeah.
it was 1 minute, 36 seconds. So I'm within the time. So you were 1 minute, 30 seconds. I think I gave you a fight from last time. We are within the time, Nadet. You were 2 minutes, 13 seconds. Unfortunately, we're not within the time. Judy, you were within 1 minute, 5 seconds. So you beat my record of 30 seconds on my first day. So Sasha, it was 1 minute, 35 seconds. You are within time. Matt, you were 1 minute, 55 seconds. You almost went over, but you're still within the time. Tolly, 1 minute, 50 seconds. Yes, within the time. Our keynote speaker for the day. I unfortunately had to stand up and exercise my right that Tina gave me today. It was 9 minutes, 5 seconds, but not as bad as last time. And thank you to everyone.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Refilo. You redeemed yourself today, hey? Can we give Refilo a round of applause for the amazing timing she did today? All right, perfect. Madam President, could you please confirm if the breakfast has arrived?
Yes, just on time.
Perfect. We will now just take a quick 15-minute break to have breakfast. As soon as we resume after breakfast, we will go into the evaluation contest. Just a reminder, our evaluation contestants are the ones that I shared in our group. That would be Nadet, Sasha, Toliswa, and we have space for one more person, anybody that would like to take part in the evaluation contest. Right, perfect. Without any further ado, I will now wish you a good breakfast. 15 minutes. We'll be back at past.
Matt, Judy would like to be added.
Perfect. I will add it to the contest.
Thank you.
Matt,
Tole?
I'm gonna call you on WhatsApp.
Okay, let me go there.
Lunch, I mean, what's breakfast is ready. They agreed to do it.
Oh, thank you so much.
So,
So the 2 eggs.
yeah, they go
Without.
yes. So when after coming back at after
Yeah, it's 15 minutes. So the evaluation thing, I wasn't doing that. I don't even
no, but you must go. Where do you go? Oh, it's at oh, you will have
yeah, that's why I want to ask Matt.
yeah.
Because okay, let me okay. Hi Matt. Yeah, you see my screen is on the project, but the content I can't get it on the screen, even though I have maximized the. Can you please pause the live?